We run, we win. Hello guys, I'm James. Today we're going to talk about the rainbow, where it comes from, what it means. We're not talking about the scientific explanation, the visible electromagnetic spectrum. I'm talking to this is predominantly toward Christians because you do not need to be intimidated from using these wonderful colors that God created. I had an issue some time ago when I was helping work for a logo for a particular person's organization they were working for, and they wanted to use a rainbow inside their thing, and I was like hesitant to do it. Of course we did it anyway because that's what they wanted, so we did it. But I realize now, years later, almost a long time later, I realize, Christians you don't need to be intimidated. If you're, painting your daughter's room and she wants a rainbow in there, use the rainbow. The rainbow was created by God. It supersedes the homosexual activity promoters' campaign choice of colors by thousands of years. And it's actually in the book of Genesis where God did it. Genesis chapter 9, verse 8 through 17. I'll just read it. This is where the rainbow came from. This is the purpose of the rainbow. And God spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, And I, behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you. That's verse 9. The rainbow is a signification of a covenant, a promise between God and man. Continuing. And with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark, to every beast of the earth. And I will establish my covenant with you. We'll stop it there. Every living creature, of fowl, cattle, every beast of the earth. This covenant is not just with mankind, it's with all living creatures that from all that go out of the ark. So this covenant, this is representing all living creatures. Fowls of the air, beasts of the earth, the human beings. We know that the fish weren't pretty much an issue because when the great flood covered the whole planet with water, the fish didn't seem to have too much of an issue because they live in water. But all the all the animals died. Verse 11, And I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. Covenant for flood. This has nothing to do with individual floods. Do not overanalyze the scripture. It says, and I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood. All flesh. This is a promise that God is not going to cover the planet with water to kill all flesh. Neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. That means the entire earth will never be again covered with water as a judgment for sin. And God said, This is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations. So this covenant we're talking about is for humanity and every living creature. Verse 13, I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. I set my bow in the cloud. So that is what the rainbow was created for. It depicts the covenant. It is a reminder of the covenant between God and all living creatures. And it shall come to pass when I bring a cloud over the earth. Clouds are made out of water. And it shall come to pass when I bring a cloud over the earth that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh, and the waters shall no more be a flood to destroy all flesh. So the covenant, the rainbow, was designed by the King of Heaven to remind him he will remember the covenant which is between him and humanity and every living creature of all flesh, and the water shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. No more worldwide floods. Verse 16, And the bow shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, that I may remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, This is the token of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth. So, I'm swiping up. Turning on. So, guys, that's what the rainbow means. Thousands of years before people used it for homosexual propaganda. It is for propaganda, propagate. Propaganda comes from the concept of propagating. You're spreading something. That regardless of whatever colors they choose to use, that has nothing to do with what the rainbow originally stands for. So if you want to buy a shirt that has a rainbow on it, that has nothing, then hey, listen, do not be intimidated. If you want to put it on your logo, if you want to put it on your website, guys, Christians, please know there is a difference between the original meaning and what some select few in the public decide that they want to use for their thing. All these colors, the visible spectrum, God created. God allowed us to see. We thank God for the electromagnetic spectrum. And if you study in science, you use a prism, you split up white light, congratulations, you have the visible spectrum. So thank God for the spectrum. Use the rainbow as you see fit. Christians, do not be intimidated and don't hesitate to use the rainbow, for it is a reminder, and you should use the rainbow. It is a reminder of a covenant, the covenant that God, the King of Heaven, after the Noah's floods, after the flood, I said the flood, the waters of Noah's flood, after the waters of Noah's flood were abated in the Bible, and God decided that he was never again going to judge sin for the whole planet globally with water. I love you. Thanks for joining me. Be blessed. Name of living Lord King Jesus Christ. Live, move, be. Like, comment, and subscribe. And don't be intimidated by the rainbow. God created the rainbow. It is God's first and foremost.